here we go again, live on a Wednesday night after 8 o'clock. I'm Coach, and I'm with
Casey.
And we are Faithletic The
The
Podcast.
podcast.
That one didn't sound too hot that time.
No, I think we nailed it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. I'll trust you. It sounded too hot, though. So,
how are we doing?
I'm doing all right. Little bit as usual, the standard as you will. A little bit of technical issue, imagine that. But when I was doing the pre-show, the pre-game, as you want to call it, so the cameras weren't working, the sound wasn't working, the TV wasn't working. I mean, I was like, nothing was working, and so I rebooted everything, and guess what? Now it's working. So I'm not gonna argue.
Of course it is.
Yeah. You know, I thought maybe here's an idea I had. Since we do a lot of these remote from time to time, which one of us can't do there. Why don't we have a day of remote call-ins from professional wrestlers that might no longer be with us? So, like, in other words, I pretend I'm Terry Funk, calling in from of above, and you interview me, or Dusty Rhodes. Dusty's picture on
I would definitely not be opposed to that. It sounds like a fun exercise.
I mean,
I might not. I don't know if I can talk like Macho Man Randy Savage for an hour, but I could.
We would probably do a 10-minute interview because I couldn't do neither one of them for an hour. But just like a segment, just a segment. This is our segment with the legend of professional wrestling on the phone, ladies and gentlemen. This exclusive deal, one night only, and he's only got a very short window. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Please welcome Dusty to the program.
Dusty Rhodes.
Hey, if you will, you see, I'm so excited. If you understand that I'm being here on the show. Thank you so much, Casey and the coach, for having on the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I'm blue-eyed and sweet soul, and if you don't know already, I've dined with kings and queens, and I've slept in alleys and ate pork and beans, baby. And I'm here because I'm here for my people. You understand? I'm here for the people. So tell me, Casey, what you got for me tonight? Because I only have about 5 more minutes, and my time's up.
Well, Dusty, how do you feel about your son, Cody Rhodes, in his run right now in the WWE? Has he made you proud?
It is so sweet that my boy's just, everything I envisioned of him is coming true, you see, because I was a son of a plumber. You understand? You see that? You see a son of a plumber? And I was a people's champion. And even though I only kept the title for a few months, I was a people's champion. And
that's right.
And my boy, he's living out his dream, and I'm so proud of him. So proud.
Some people would say he's also a people's champion. As well. I don't know if you have seen from up above, but he actually basically, changed the course of the way that he was a man of the people, and he actually got them to take out one of, the greatest of all time, The Rock, out of the main event and put your son in there. So that's how much people like your son.
That is so sweet. And, I'm still trying to figure out a way, if you will, where I can ride on the coattails of my son. See, I got to book it. Because I know that I could run off of some of that momentum. If you see, I used to do that to everybody else. Why wouldn't I do it to my own boy? You understand?
I see where you're at. Yep.
I got to go. Sweet Eye Soul's got to roll. Thanks for having me on, guys. I keep cheering for my boy. Remember the American Dream, the people's champion, the son of the plumber, sweet-eyed soul. And even though there's hard times, baby, there's good times ahead because American Dream Dusty Rhodes is always thinking of you. Have a good night, and I'm out.
Wow. Dan, you're not going to believe this, but we had
Dusty Rhodes
Rhodes on this show. Can you believe that?
Next week, maybe Terry Funk. Although I don't do a very good Terry Funk. I have to listen to Terry. Even though I've been listening to Terry for 50 years, really longer, 55 years almost, I still probably couldn't imitate him very well because he was so unique. Dusty's easy to imitate because Dusty imitated Thunder. You know, I've told you the story. Like he got everything he got from Thunderbolt Patterson.
Sure.
Do you know who Thunderbolt Patterson is?
I've only by name because I think you've mentioned him quite a few times.
And Dusty has kind of indirectly given Thunderbolt some of the credit for his gimmick, but I remember Thunderbolt Patterson, Amarillo, Texas, back in the late '60s, early '70s, in his interviews, and he was kind of a crossover. He's kind of subtle heel, and but his interviews were so good. And I remember the first time I saw Dusty Rhodes in '71 when he was in the tri-state area working for Leroy McGurk, and he's like, somebody was saying how great Dusty Rhodes was. He's terrible, but then he changed into this American Dream persona, and I heard him for the first time probably in the late '70s. I heard one of his interviews, and I thought, that's Thunderbolt Patterson. That's not Dusty Rhodes.
That's not Dusty Rhodes.
And then you read Terry's book, and Terry goes, oh, yeah, Dusty Rhodes stole that from Thunderbolt. And I thought, okay, that makes sense now. So, anyway. And if you look at some of Dusty's memoirs or whatever, he does give Thunderbolt some of the credit for his persona. So, at least he doesn't always ride off the coattail. Well, he kind of did, but anyway.
Yeah, he definitely, he did like the spotlight. There's no doubt about that.
And look, I just thought he overdid it at times. I know we've had this conversation before. It's like, it's almost he had this thing of jealousy that nobody could be more over than him. And if somebody was more over than him, and there's countless people have said this. I mean, I can remember Bill Watts talking about it as early as 1974, 75, when Watts was the booker, and he was talking about how Dusty didn't like the fact that Watts was more over than him. Well, if you don't like it, you can quit. And Eddie Graham kind of told Dusty, like, if you don't like it, you can quit. So this was before Dusty became the American Dream, though. So kind of wrote his own ticket.
Sure.
But I admire it. I mean, he'll be another one that he wouldn't be what he was if Terry hadn't made him. I mean, Terry made him because he made him seem like he could be the world champion. He never did beat Terry, but he started that run of where he could be world champion one day. He gave Terry everything he had, and Terry will tell you, like, look, we had some of the greatest matches ever. I don't know if they were that great or not because Dusty couldn't go for 10 minutes without, having heart to heart, or mouth to mouth. But that's one of the reasons why they couldn't keep Dusty the champion for too long because he couldn't do those 60-minute broadways every night. He could do some.
Yeah,
He could do some. I mean, he had amazing agility and athleticism. Yeah, being as out of shape as he was,
for sure.
But he couldn't do 60-minute draws every night, like Briscoe or Funk or Ric Flair or Ricky Steamboat. I mean, those guys could go all hour. There's very few wrestlers that's willing to do that anymore. I mean,
no, because of TV time and like
it's too hard.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
Did you catch the ending of the MJF and O'Shea or Osprey or whatever his name is the other night? Did you catch the ending?
No.
Did you see what?
Osprey?
Did you hear what? Osprey. Yeah. Did you hear what happened?
No.
59 minutes, 58 seconds.
Oh, really?
Remember we were watching it and they were still going last week?
Yes.
59 minutes, 58 seconds, and of course MGA pulls out the diamond ring and clubs him with it and wins it with 2 seconds left.
And was that for the title?
Yes,
can't remember.
He won the title, yes. And he unveiled a new... That was 2 weeks ago. Then he unveiled No, it was last
The
week.
American title.
Yeah, the American title, which I guess for All In, they're going to have the American title versus international title. So it's title for title. He just created his own title.
That's
That'll be another
interesting.
good match. That'll be a good match.
Yeah. I agree.
And then
I
and then
you go.
well, I'm just saying um, somebody showed up like a Luger type person and put bread on the torture rack for
Oh,
Monet.
really?
Yeah. So they say online it's setting up for Hayter to come back and help Jamie Hayter to come back and help Britt at All In.
Oh,
So, but
interesting.
yeah, but she's she's big, really muscular. She kind of looks like China, but I can't think of what her name is right now. She's been in the AEW before, but she's like really buff now, and yeah, she hit her from behind while Monet came out and then put Britt in the torture rack.
Not there's a lack of use of the torture rack.
Yep.
It's one of the best moves.
Yes. Well, she did a good job with it, and Britt sold it. So it was right because Britt wrestled for the first time last week since she'd been back, and she wrestled who's the Japanese person she won the title from, the first title.
Rio?
No, who was the other one? It wasn't Rio. Did she win it? No, she didn't win it for Rio. She won it from that other one, Hashida or whatever.
Shida. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember her name.
But it was good. It was, you could tell Britt was a little rusty, but she did. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. Of course, I like Britt, so.
Yeah, you're Britt's.
Yep.
If there's one fan, it's you.
I'm not the only fan.
No. I know. I'm just saying if.
Yeah.
If there was only one fan,
I'm like her fan club president or whatever. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, she's great. She does. I mean.
Yeah.
You would think. I wondered how she would, would be up against WWE talent on the mic, and she's
really good on the mic
for sure.
She's one of the best on the mic I've ever heard. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can walk up to the microphone and I don't know, she could have planned this, but finally and her timing is impeccable. Finally, there's a girl on the mic, and she knows how to use it. I mean, that is beautiful.
It's not Becky Lynch. Like,
no,
Becky's great, but her shtick, is the same anymore.
Yeah. No, Britt's kind of original. It never is the same. But anyway.
No, Britt's great.
No, she's not as talented athletically as some of those other ones are, but I think she can hold her own.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like she fits the WWE mold.
Probably.
I think, for sure.
Yeah, she's probably fit that style more but she's like the face of the women's division in the AEW. I don't ever see her leaving. She was like the first person they ever signed.
Well, no, and Adam Cole's there. Like her husband is there. She's not going anywhere.
If he ever comes back.
Right.
I mean, he's been gone.
I do love me some Adam Cole.
Yeah, I don't care for Adam Cole.
Oh, come on.
What's the Bay thing? I don't even understand what it is.
And it's just baby, but it's stuck.
I guess.
Adam Cole, baby.
We're gonna do our pro football preview tonight. It's actually a little early for it. It's kind of like the way too early version, but just kind of get everything stirred up and talking again, and then we may do another one if we have changes, like the week before, something like that. But I think it would be fun to do it tonight and just see where we stand on everything.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Are you prepared?
I am as ready as I can be, for sure.
Okay. I actually have a devotion ready for tonight, so I don't need you to do that.
Awesome. But
before we get into that, I'd like to do like a little plug, if you will, if I could. So coming up this Saturday, August 3rd, at the Strength Factory, 6415 North Meridian Avenue in Oklahoma City, the 9th annual Iron Sharpens Iron of Oklahoma Championship. And this is sanctioned by the United States of America Powerlifting, or USAPL. It will be a qualifier for all national events pertaining to that sanctioning body. and there's about 50 lifters. We're excited, and we've got 14 of our own Team Black powerlifting team lifting, which will be the biggest one we've ever had. And I just pray that everybody who says they're going to come help will be there to help, because I got a lot of coaching to do. And I got Kevin there. He's my assistant, but he was getting really a little stressed out when he thought, he never said, I don't think I can handle 14, but I could tell he was a little worried, because that's a lot. And we have a lot of youth, more youth than we've ever had. And they require a lot of attention. Even our experience, we have an experienced lifter who drains everything out of us. He's one of those. He's a great kid, great Christian young man, but he is a diva and a half. We call him Hollywood.
That's great nickname.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe for the wrong reason. But
yeah, but he's a great young man, great kid.
Love it.
He was fifth in the Nationals last year, sixth the year before. He's actually going into a new weight class this meet. Really, really good deadlifter, kind of tall, lanky kid, got long arms. And when he's on, he's on. But when his head is out in left field, he is hard to coach. You can get him back, but he's hard. I had to, and look, I know most people probably don't even understand what I'm talking about, but the last meet he was at back in May, I had to lower his squat opener almost 100 pounds because he was.
Jeez.
He ended up pretty good. He ended up, probably better than I would have expected, but he was warming up, and the weight that shouldn't have been bothering him put it this way, weights that were 200 pounds less than what he's done was bothering him. He was struggling. And a lot of it's because he has so many things going on. He works a full-time job. He's going to school. He's involved with his youth program at church, and he goes to these summer camps through church, and he's worn out. He just trying to too much, and every little thing bothers him. But he overcomes it. He's tough. He's mentally tough, and I know it sounds like I'm talking behind his back. I tell him this all the time. Look, you got to toughen up. You gotta shake that stuff off. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. I got a really good national referee coming in from Florida. He's flying in to help us. He kind of took a liking to Austin Spangler, who, if you remember, a couple of years ago, actually 2 years, went to the Nationals. And Austin's actually running our table. Son, he'll be our what's the word we call it? Score manager is what USAPL calls it. So he's our score manager.
Nice.
Yeah. And so we're excited, and we got all the judges and spotters and loaders and the good folks over at Strength Factory. That's who I was going to have tonight on as a guest, and I forgot to call him, was Ray Willingham, who's one of the owners over there at the Strength Factory. Our good friends. Ray Willingham, Whitney, and Tyler Bays, they all own that together, and they are so accommodating when we get over there. But if you're in Oklahoma City or surrounding area and want to catch some really good drug-free powerlifting, by the way, this is a steroid-tested event, so the lifters will be tested. You can come. There is a $15 admission fee, but it's open to anyone who wants to come and watch, and it starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. on Saturday. So
come one, come all.
One, come all. And we actually have 14 girls lifting as well, so that's really big. Powerlifting, especially in the younger age groups, is huge right now. 800 kids at high school nationals. I'd say 350 of them were girls. It's a lot.
No way.
Yeah, it's big. It's big in high school sports. It's big in the smaller schools now. Girls figure out they can get a scholarship to go powerlift, and they can get their education partially paid for in most cases. And it's big. It's not so big in
I feel like it's it's such a good way to get a scholarship especially for girls.
We have
why not?
We have a young lady that she actually got a band scholarship, but she would have probably gotten a full ride somewhere if she wanted to stick with powerlifting. But band's always been her thing. She's actually going to try to get qualified for collegiates. And that's another thing we'll start plugging coming up is the National Collegiate Championships are in Oklahoma City in April, by the way. And
Oh, wow.
Austin is training for that now, and then we're trying to get our girl trained for it. And the last 2 years, they ran 1,200 plus. That's a lot of lifters. I mean,
No
a
kidding.
lot of
Wow.
lifters. And I personally ran meets that were almost 600, and I can't imagine. And I've been to meets that now, last few years, where they've been 700-800 lifters. I can't imagine 1,200. I don't even know how they pull it off.
No, that seems crazy.
And a lot of it's just because of the
gosh.
hard work of the volunteers, and the scoring system is all computerized now, and they're just so systematic with it, and they run them through. But they don't run them through like robots. That's what's the cool thing, is every kid's important, and I see that every time I go to one of their meets, is everybody's important, and they don't treat anybody bad, and they're not condescending to everyone. They treat the kids special, and they really have figured it out. And I don't say that about every powerlifting organization.
No.
And I've been a member of 4 of them, and or part of 4, member of 3, and part of 4, and I've never seen anything like it. So anyway, and I've been doing it 40 years. Anyway, Saturday, 9 a.m., Strength Factory, 6415 North Meridian Avenue. Hope to see everybody out. You ready?
Be there.
Started? Yep.
Be there.
Be there. Be there or be square. All right. So NFL preview coming up. You want to start NFC or the AFC, sir?
Let's start with the NFC. Or you know what? We should start with the AFC, because I feel like it's probably a little less obvious than I think the NFC. The NFC is like, I don't know. It
harder.
Feels like
it's harder.
So to me, the AFC feels like a one-on-one match, just a classic one-on-one match, and the NFC feels like a Money in the Bank ladder match. That's how I would describe it.
No telling what's going to happen.
No, hard to tell.
All right,
so
let's
start with the NFC.
Okay, well, we're going to start with the NFC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Or no, I'm sorry. Start with the AFC.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
We'll leave
Let's do it.
We'll leave the West for last because of your team is in there. So we're going to go with the AFC East to start out.
Okay.
And let me get kind of situated here because I need to get my team. Let's see. AFC East. Okay. All right. So let's go with your order. And I'll do second, and in the North I'll do first. We'll just kind of rotate it. So your order in the NFC East.
Okay, I am going with Bills,
okay,
Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots.
All right, you're going to need to explain yourself, sir. I agree with your 1 and 2, or your 1 and 4. I don't agree with your 2 and 3.
Well, I feel like the Dolphins lost a little bit of firepower. And I think the Jets had a really good draft. And I like their weapons. You have another year of Garrett Wilson. So this is his 3rd year now. And he's awesome. Like, just a speedster. And you're seeing the chemistry that's been built with him and Aaron Rodgers in camp so far. And you have maybe the most, game breaker in a running back or home run hitter in a running back in Breece Hall. I feel like their defense is as good as anybody in the league. So I feel like they are going to surprise some people. And I think the Dolphins, they were kind of figured out a little bit. If you play physical with them, they are going to be thrown off their game a little bit. They're just all speed. But I think the Jets, with their defense and their offensive weapons, are going to surprise some people. and do what they were going to do last year, or what a lot of people thought they were going to do last year, and have a good season. Because even last year, they did win 7 games last year, without Aaron Rodgers. So I think with Aaron Rodgers, and even as delusional as he is, I think that they're going to be pretty good. So I'm going to go with Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots.
Okay. Well, all those are good, valid points. I don't agree because maybe it's just because I hate Aaron Rodgers, but
don't we all?
At least you're keeping emotion out of it. I'm going Buffalo, I'm going Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots in that order, and it just, I am fearful that the Jets will probably, if they're going to be second, they're going to win it, in my opinion. And I'm not prepared to do that. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but they're either going to be all in or all out, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. Who knows? All right, so the NFC North. I'm going to go Cincy and Baltimore. And I hate picking against Pittsburgh to be third, but I'm going Cleveland and then Pitt.
Okay.
I'm almost imagining
Interesting.
You're going different there, but almost every place will probably be different. Well, it might not. What do you got?
I have Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers.
So our third and fourth are the same, but our first and second is not.
Yeah, I think the addition of Derrick Henry really does help the Ravens, for sure, even if he is a little bit over the hill. But I think I'm going with I'm going to go with the Ravens there.
I think that the Bengals will have a bounce back breakout year if Burrow stays healthy.
Well, he might. Their offensive line is just terrible. So that's why I can't in good faith do it.
Don't think they're going to protect him.
But I also hate the Bengals as much as any team in the league. So I do not wish any good luck.
Why?
For
because
them.
They're the biggest threat?
Oh, just all the trash talk that they, waited on the Chiefs.
Well, they do have Joe Mixon, so I could see why you say that.
Oh boy, they
fan.
really do.
Not a fan.
They talk a lot of trash. So I cannot do that for the Bengals there.
Okay, so the AFC South. You go.
Let's see. AFC South. I think you got the Texans at the top. Gosh, I have a tough time with this one. Hold on. I have notes. Let me pull them up. I think the Colts. I mean, I don't know. Who do you have?
I have the same order you're going with: Houston, Jacksonville, Indy, and Tennessee.
Okay. I think mine's the same. Let's see. I got Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Titans.
Yeah. Yep.
So we went the same exact thing, which is actually the same as Vegas odds. So not creative at all.
No, but sometimes it's okay to be consistent. So that's a story, and I'm sticking to it.
It'll be interesting that they went 10-7 last year. The Texans went 10-7 last year. Surprise team with C.J. Stroud, drafted really well this year too. Or last year, drafted well this year. They lost some people due to injuries. in the middle of the season. You hope those guys get healthy, and I think they're going to be right in the mix for the AFC Championship. I don't know if they'll get there, but I expect them to win a playoff game and be really close to that AFC Championship game.
Okay, AFC West. I'll go first, and I will go Kansas City.
Smart man.
Chargers. Denver. And the Raiders.
That's what you're going with.
That's what I'm going with.
I think the Broncos are terrible. They have no quarterback. So I'm going Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Chiefs. They might not get the 1 seed, but it doesn't really matter. Because they're the Chiefs. We learned that last year. Statistically, the hardest path to the Super Bowl ever, and still won the Super Bowl. So, I think the Chiefs are in a good spot, and I think they'll win that division easily for the 12th year in a row, which is absurd.
That's crazy. Has it been that many in a row?
Yes.
Wow. It's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Pretty impressive. So I've got your playoff teams. Obviously, the divisional winners is Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston, and Kansas City. Who are your 3 wild cards, sir?
I'll go Chargers. I'll go Bengals. And I'll go Jets.
Okay. So I have my 4 divisional winners as Buffalo, Cincinnati, Houston, and Kansas City. My playoff teams are Baltimore, Chargers, and Jacksonville.
So we're pretty much the same, except we swapped out Jacksonville and New York.
Yes, and Miami. No, I didn't take Miami. That's right. That's all we did different wise.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to pick it, but let's just say who is your AFC Championship game?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs, and I think I'll go Texans. I really do. I think that they're really tough, and it seems like there's a different opponent that goes there every year that the Chiefs face. So I think it will be the Texans.
You're not going to like me very much.
What's that?
I'm going to go.
You're saying Bengals?
I'm going to say Bengals and Texans.
Well, now you're just crazy talk.
It's getting crazier before we get done.
Oh my gosh. I mean, to each their own, but why are you betting against the Kansas City Chiefs? You just tired of them?
No, I just don't think anybody three-peats. Ever.
But you don't think they'll make it to the AFC Championship game?
No, I don't.
That's just what they do.
Yeah,
they've gone there 4 years in a row.
They do. And I could be wrong, but if I was in Vegas, I would bet money they're not going to three-peat.
You know,
I don't know
and
about
maybe
the
somebody
AFC
gets hurt.
game.
Maybe that's what does it. But
just
everybody has the right to their opinion, even if it's wrong. Like I get it.
Whatever.
Whatever. That's fair. That's a fair response.
Okay, NFC. I'm gonna because obviously being a Cowboys fan, I'm gonna start with the East last.
Okay.
But I am gonna put them at the top of the list. I'm just not gonna because I'm kind of writing them all together. So we'll start from the bottom and work up. That way I had it. So NFC West. I will start.
Okay.
NFC West. I'm going to go with San Fran, and I'm going to go with LA Rams, and I'm going to go with Arizona and Seattle.
Okay. I have 49ers and Rams at the top. But I have Seattle then Arizona.
Pete Carroll's coaching no longer, right? No longer the coach, or he is?
I think he still is. Pretty sure. Wait, hold on.
I thought he resigned.
Maybe he did. I can't remember. I'm looking, efforting, just to make sure.
Efforting.
And then it just logged me off. Come on. Head coach. Oh, they did. It's Mike McDonald.
Yeah. That's
Mike
one of the
McDonald.
reasons I felt like they weren't going to win the division.
Yeah.
You want to change yours,
interesting.
sir? Or not
Nope,
win
I'm
the
going to
division,
still stick
but
with it
place,
because I think the Cardinals are
don't think they have
terrible.
a shot. Yeah, probably, but I think they're going to be better in Seattle.
I just that 49ers team is just too good. It's just, I mean, they have essentially negative odds in Vegas to win that division. They're one of two teams that has negative odds. The other is the Kansas City Chiefs. But I don't know, that Rams team can always sneak up on you. It just depends what kind of football they want to play. So
depends on what kind of mood that Sean McVay's in, too.
Exactly.
Okay, NFC South, you start, sir.
NFC South. Okay, this is maybe the ugliest division in all of football, and I think I'm gonna go with Atlanta. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Baker, the Saints, and then the Panthers.
We are aligned, sir.
We are. Hooray.
We are aligned. As much as it pains me to put Tampa Bay second because I almost dislike Baker as much as I dislike Aaron Rodgers, but they are a better football team than the rest of the other two, I think. I hope I'm wrong. I hope New Orleans wins the whole division, but I don't see them. I don't think they can do it. They're starting to remind us of the 60s and 70s Saints.
Yeah, they're pretty ugly. It's not a great look right now.
Nope. Okay, NFC North, the North Division, as Chris Berman would say. I'm going to go first on this one.
Oh my gosh, this division is also tough, but I think
I'm going to go first on this one.
Okay, you go first.
So Detroit, I think they're clearly the best team. Okay, Green Bay's probably close. The question is Minnesota in Chicago? I know Chicago's got Caleb Williams. Not a fan. Don't know if he's going to be all he says. He's got a lot of. He's not stable. He can be rattled relatively. I'm going to go Minnesota. Minnesota third, Chicago last.
They have no quarterback, and you're going to go with them, huh?
I am. I don't know. They'll find somebody.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure you don't see it the same way, but that's why we do this.
No, because I have Lions. Bears.
What? Here goes your homerisms.
No, Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings.
Yeah, that's smart.
Lions, Packers, but I think the Bears might make the playoffs. I think there might be 3 teams out of there.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
They're going to be close. They're going to be.
Caleb Williams going to make that much difference?
No, it's all the other guys that they got with Keenan Allen and having a good draft. I mean, that's the thing is they're young with getting Roman Odunze and Caleb Williams like in the draft was great. It was awesome. DJ Moore signs again. Keenan Allen's on the team, so they have a lot of offensive weapons. I don't know that I'm a Caleb Williams believer. Like to me, the more I think about it, the more like, did you win in college is such an important question to me.
Which is no.
Anymore, like how did you do? And Caleb didn't really win, so
No, and he flaked out when he
um,
lost.
no, and I don't like that.
I don't
So
either.
I think he's an upgrade from Justin Fields. I just don't think he's that big of an upgrade.
Yeah,
Like
I don't.
I don't know. Maybe he's C.J. Stroud,
Maybe
and
he
that
gets.
I would be
Maybe he
very,
matures.
very happy if he is.
Yeah, maybe he matures. That's the
Yeah,
only thing that's going to help. He's got the talent. I mean,
yeah. The talent it's raw. It's very raw.
very,
That's the
very
thing.
much. But you got to remember, Lincoln Riley's no shabby coach. If he could, I mean, he made 2 Heisman Trophy winners for crying out loud. Why couldn't
Yeah,
he?
but he's also the worst. I can't stand Lincoln Riley. Like,
But he can coach
ugh.
quarterbacks, though.
Yep, he can, but that just comes with the fact that he's going to have no defense.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
which by the way, they're tired of him already at USC. I
Yeah.
think that he's more on the hot seat that people realize, and he doesn't even want to be in the Big 12, like or the Big 10.
Big Ten. Yeah.
Like,
That didn't quite work out the
so
way he wanted to. Didn't want to be in the SEC. Didn't want to be in the Pac-12 or Pac-10 or whatever.
he didn't want to be in the
Big
SEC
10.
either.
Yeah.
He just wanted to stay
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle. So maybe
Yeah.
he'll just end up back in the Big 10 or something, or Big 12 or something like that. Who knows?
I'd let OU have him. I mean, we beat
Sure.
him twice. So, well, once.
Once.
Yeah. Okay. NFC East, sir.
All right. So I got Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants.
So I struggled with this. There's no doubt I picked Philly. And there was 2 things that I couldn't make my mind up going into today. Do the Cowboys make the playoffs, regardless of what place they are? And does Washington move into second? Because I just have a feeling there's going to be a collapse in Dallas. So I don't know if there's a collapse enough for them to go second, because I don't think the Redskins are very good, or Commanders, or where you call them. So initially, when I was doing this morning, I thought, nope, I'm going to go Dallas third. And then I changed. I don't know why, but I did. So I'm giving my Cowboys a little bit of cred, but just barely. So Philly, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants. That's the way I'm going.
Okay.
I'm still haven't decided, and I will by the time the show's over with, or till we get to the end of it, if the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs or not. I can't quite decide. I will here in a minute. But tell me, so you've got Eagles, Detroit, Atlanta, and San Francisco is your revisional winners. Who are your 3 playoff teams out of the NFC?
Okay, so I have the Cowboys. I still think they're going to make the playoffs. I'm going to go Packers. And then I'm going to go Bears. Bears are going to make it.
So I see not putting Tampa Bay in there, but you're telling the Rams they're not going to make playoffs.
Nope, I don't think they are.
Okay. All right. So mine are Eagles. In fact, all our first are the same. Eagles, Atlanta, San Francisco. So my playoff teams are the Rams. They are the Packers. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm gonna have to pick the Cowboys because I don't see Minnesota getting in there. I don't see Tampa Bay getting in there. I'm gonna say the Cowboys make the playoffs, but I probably shouldn't.
You know they're great in the regular season. Like
Not great,
that's
but
the thing is
they are
they're good in the
they make
regular
the
season right
playoffs. Let's put
now.
it that
It's
way.
all of their struggles come in the postseason.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's
it's not like
entirely
I don't.
accurate, but yeah.
I think it's hard not to put.
There are
there.
signs that they are going to break down in the playoffs in the regular season. No one else sees it, but I do.
Okay.
So
I trust you because you are the Swami of the Cowboys.
I usually know. So your NFC playoff team, your championship, NFC championship players, please.
I believe your NFC championship game is going to be a rematch of last year. I think you're going to get the Niners and the Lions, and I think the Lions are going to win. So I think it's going to be a Chiefs-Lions Super Bowl.
Okay. My NFC championship game is the Lions. I'm going to pick the same 49ers.
The only thing about the Niners is do you get the same consistency with Brock Purdy all season?
I don't know.
Like like everybody's banking on the fact that he's the guy, but they've done this before with quarterbacks already. It's like the quarterback fits in the system. They show some progress, and then their true colors eventually show who they are eventually. So it's an interesting prospect with the Niners is that you're banking on a mediocre quarterback for sure. So I do see like maybe they could an early round exit, like it could happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not as all in as everybody is on the Niners.
Yeah.
Just because of that fact. Like I like Brock Purdy, great guy, but I don't know the longevity of what his career is going to look like.
Well, I've got Detroit and Houston in the Super Bowl.
That's a super sexy pick right there.
Well,
that's like
it is two teams that have never won it, and two teams that have never been in it.
Yeah, it's
my gamble.
That's an interesting pick, Dan.
It's my gamble. Now, in a perfect world, Cowboys and Texans, but I don't. That isn't going to happen.
Maybe I should go to my legacy pick and pick the Chiefs and the Cowboys.
Media would eat up Cowboys Texans. Eat it up.
Oh yeah, they would, and then I mean,
where are they playing it?
Can you? What do you mean?
Where's the Super Bowl being played this year?
New Orleans, I believe.
Oh.
I think they're back in New Orleans.
They need to give that one a rest.
Might be Minnesota. Nope, it's Minnesota.
They're
going to Minnesota.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's going to Minneapolis.
What a horrible place to do a Super Bowl. They won't go back to Dallas because the snow they had, the one they had it and Dallas hasn't even applied, by the way, because the NFL told them not to, because Staubach's on that committee, and he told them we will definitely bid for the next one that we're eligible for, and the NFL told them don't bother.
Logistical nightmare.
It was, but I mean, is it going to? I mean, I know Minnesota's set up for it, but what's the chances of that happening again in Dallas? Dallas doesn't hardly ever get snow.
That's the thing, but I wonder how many hotels they have in Dallas.
They have plenty.
I mean, that's
plenty.
But it's not far. Like they have some in Dallas, but it's not close to Arlington.
Well, there's quite the Grapevine's right down the road.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I wonder if that's why. That's interesting. But but Minneapolis is one of the nicest. Like from the I've seen the outside of it, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
And the Minneapolis by all like I love Minneapolis. It's a great town. So I don't know. Could feel like an Indianapolis situation as well, where everybody loves Indianapolis when they go for those big events.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like just the best place in the world to go either. Minneapolis doesn't to me.
Not in February.
Yeah.
And certainly not Minnesota in February either.
It doesn't seem like what? Really?
It's a bad idea. Like they'll show out. Like they'll have so many things at the Mall of America, I assume, and all that. But like, no, I'm not going anywhere up north in February. That's why I moved away.
Yeah, because I mean, I do not like cold weather. Just gonna tell you, I prefer 115 degree heat over 20 below all day, all day.
Never. I can always put on more clothes.
I don't think you can.
Listen, I was in the 115 degree heat last week in Las Vegas, and I thought I was gonna die.
How was Vegas?
Cold. It's a good time. We were there too long, but it was
Yeah.
it was
How many
a
days
good
were
time.
you there?
Ate really good food.
How many days were you there?
That was 4.
Yeah, that's kind of pushing it.
I was pushing it. Well, 5 really, but we were Tuesday through we left Saturday. So
Where'd you stay?
Venetian.
Yeah, there's good food there.
Oh yeah, we didn't have a problem that we had the best fried chicken I've ever had.
Where's that?
It's called the Yardbird.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, I walked by it several times. I forgot you were staying there. I was gonna, if I would have remembered that, I told you to go to the pizza joint in the basement or where the food court is. It's incredible.
No, I went there several times. Pretty good.
It's good, huh?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good New York style pizza.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yes, I took some people there a couple of years ago when we were there, and I said, now this is not going to be your traditional franchise style pizza. It's different, and you need to taste what original pizza tastes like. And they looked at me, this doesn't even taste like pizza. I said, it is though. It's the original style of pizza. It's the way it was meant to be.
Yeah, that's a good slice there.
It is good.
Old school.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, great consistency.
Yes.
No flop.
Nope. Nope.
Just great.
Fold that puppy up and eat it.
Yep. What else? We ate at their burger joint in the place too, which was really good as well. They had a really good burger. I had a Wagyu beef burger that was fantastic. And we also loved Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips.
Yeah, I never did eat
that.
There,
Was
but
great.
I know some people that did. Yeah.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I told Tamara if we ever go to Vegas again together, and if it's not through work, I would go to the Venetian to stay. I actually enjoyed staying there.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed our stay there. Like the rooms are so nice. And
did you do the gondola?
Did not do it. It's so expensive.
Yeah,
ridiculously expensive to do it.
How about we went there we didn't stay at the Venetian, but we did a lot of our stuff there on our honeymoon, and we ate at I can't think of the name right now. The restaurant, but it was Emerald's restaurant there.
He's got a couple now.
But it's one of their one of the.
He's got.
Can't remember the name of it.
He's got this stadium place too that is like his sports bar.
Yeah, that wasn't it. It was the steak place.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was really good. So, and we did the gondola and into the water. The water lights, or what you want to call it, the fountains.
Yeah, we did that too. Jessica enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Did you lay any wagers while you were there, or should I ask?
I did not do any futures or anything like that. I did I found my favorite game was a game called Fortune Cup, which was a game where you bet on horses that like animatronic horses. Um, and that was really fun. I had a great time with that, but I did not leave richer. Let's just say that. But I didn't lose like a terrible amount for Vegas.
Yeah.
For being in Vegas for 4 days, I did great.
Good. Always.
Yeah, I had a good time. The sports book in the Venetian's new, and it's really nice. So I watched a bunch of sports while I was there too. But you have.
Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say you have a devotion for us,
I
right?
do. You want to tell people about us while I'm firing it up here?
Yes, we are Faithletic The Podcast. We are here right now, kind of every other week situation. We during the summer, our football season is upon us, though, and we will likely be with each other every week for college football and football. So we do talk about sports quite a bit, a lot of pop culture too, as you can tell, a lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
secondary is our wrestling talk, I would say.
Oh, we had
but
the American Dream Dusty Rhodes on today.
We did. Can you believe that? That was incredible.
It
Can't
was a
believe we
surprise
got him.
call-in, huh?
Yep. But anyway, we do combine that with our faith, which we both believe in Jesus. So we like to do a devotion at the end of every show to kind of point back to what is really important in life, which is our faith. So that's why we call it Faithletic. And Dan has our devotion tonight, which we like to call Daily at the Cross.
Daily at the Cross. And actually, the one that I was going to use, I couldn't find my notes. It's like, where are my notes at? And I think they're here in my office, but I can't locate them right now. And I was on camera, and I couldn't. Well, I guess I could have gotten up, but I didn't. So, but I have another one. So I was, you know me, I always have a standby somewhere. This was maybe next week or 2 weeks. We have the one I wanted to talk about, and it was a really good one because it talked about basically sticking our head in the sand. You know, how do we deal with conflict? And all of them were like negatives, but they said, "Hey, what kind of person are you?" It's a really good devotion. Actually used it to open up our Sunday school class last week, and everybody's like, "Man, this is really
nice."
good. Yeah.
So we'll have to share that.
Yep.
Next time.
It actually is in my Bible, and I thought my Bible was here in my office, but it's not. It may be in my car. So anyway, here we go. This one's about worry. Why we worry. If worrying was a professional sport, many of us would be the MVP on our team, most valuable player. Can you identify with this? It is so hard not to worry when troubles loom all around us. The word worry has few definitions in the dictionary. The one that we'll refer to is the plan to torment oneself with cares and anxieties. Every time we worry, we're tormenting ourselves. No one else is making us do it or doing it to us. We're doing it to ourselves. When we worry, we're allowing our minds to dwell on difficult circumstances, overwhelming fears, and other stresses that are weighing us down. We consume over actual things we're facing or potential situations that may never occur. Worry causes extreme distress in areas of all of our bodies. It prevents us from sleeping, interacts with our relationships, affects our appetites, and causes our body to perform poorly. We tend to worry about what matters the most to us. It also is the place that we tend to trust God the least. When we have an extra amount of pressure put on us, we're under stress. We worry about those things we're stressed about. Sometimes we're facing at work or home with a friend or family, or fear that has taken over us and we can't seem to overcome what affects us. And when we are stressed, we look to ways to cope. Some choose denial, others choose substances. Many choose worrying over their coping mechanisms, or choose worry as their coping mechanisms. Imagine the worry is a fire. The more you allow worry to occupy our thoughts, the more fuel you're putting on that fire. The more you do this, the bigger the worry fire comes. We'll just try to put it out later is one of the things we usually say. Most of our worry is directed towards things that might happen. The truth is that we're worrying about it is dictating our lives. It does nothing to make the problem bigger. It does nothing but make the problem bigger. What if we didn't worry at all? How much extra time in the day would you have to devote to things that are positive and actually make a difference? The return on the investment would be unbelievable. We would have certain amount of mental and emotional energy each day, and we mustn't give worry any of it. Over the next few days, one of the plan is to learn what Jesus said about worry. How do we stop the toxic cycle, and how do we never let it have its way in our lives? And this is a plan that has scripture that relates to this, and I'm just going to quote one of them, which is from Proverbs 12:25. Anxiety weighs down the heart, but kind words cheer it up. So I know you're somebody who deals with anxiety from time to time.
Yep.
You got any feedback on that?
No, I mean, it's so true. It's like, I just feel like the more that I'm locked in with my relationship with God, the less anxiety is present. Like, I think that's really all that I can say. But yeah, that's a great devotion for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one. People just have to, turn it over to the Lord. And then, but the biggest thing that all of us have is we turn it over to the Lord, then we take it back. And,
yeah, I'm so guilty of that, for sure.
We all do that. I mean, we just got to get better at trusting Him. And it's kind of like I was in sales for many years, and I used to tell our salesmen, look, don't sell somebody something, then buy it back. And basically,
right, yes.
You're not selling it to God, you're giving it to Him. But you understand the connotation with it is you give Him your cares and worries, and then over time, because the enemy keeps creeping up into your ear or on your shoulder or in your heart, and he tells you you're not worthy, and so you take it back. And we just got to learn not to do that.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Yep. All right, man. Anything else you want to add before we check out here?
No. Great show.
Yeah, good show. Good show.
Great show. Go Chiefs.
Sure.
Sure. Go Cowboys.
Go Texans. I don't know. Should we do a show next week? You got stuff tied up on Wednesday or what? I'm available, but it's up to you.
It is my first day back at school, so I'm likely out. But we I'm gonna make it happen. We'll see.
Okay. Well, we'll be tentative next week. We'll see how it works out. We would like to probably be close to every week for a while, but you're leading up into the football season. But if we miss a week now, it's better than missing it later. So maybe we take
agreed.
Next week. All right. Well, this is Coach, and I'm with
Casey,
and we are Faithletic The Podcast. Hey, we did pretty good on that one. Have a good night.
Not bad.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good night, Kyle.
See you later.